Welcome to Toffee TV. It is the daily live extra on Wednesday, the 28th of July. The Blues play tonight, or should I say, the Whites play tonight. Everton have unveiled their third kit for this season, a third Hummel kit, alternate 2, if you like. I absolutely love it. It's there on the wall. I absolutely love it. I think it's brilliant. I think it's different than anything we've had, and I just like it. I like the feel of it, and I think with the blue shorts and blue socks, I think it looks excellent. So let me know in the comments whether you like it or whether you don't. Let me know. But I think it's brilliant. It's for me. It's my favourite out the 3 kits so far this season. I think I like all of them. I think the Black Watch kind of kit, I think is a nice kit. I like the blue. The blue's grown on me. At first, I was a bit, as you could tell if you watched the unveiling video when we did it. But I think this one is brilliant. I really do. I like it straight off the bat. So, yeah, Everton to wear it tonight against Pumas in their final game in Florida. So looking forward to seeing the lads wearing that tonight. Anthony Collis says simply, it's a beautiful kit. And Anthony is right. Hello to Tom Gibbons, who is watching. Don't forget, give the Footy Show channel a subscribe. The link is in the description. Thank you very much. Dan Boy says, I'm relatively happy with our squad as it is. Think if we can just get a right back in and then let Benitez improve the squad we have, we will finish on more points next season. Yeah, I tend to subscribe to that as well. I think the right back is obviously key for Everton. There's no question about it. We've needed the right back to push James Coleman for a couple of seasons. You know, we tried, you know, Sideby came in and it didn't quite work out, although I thought he did well in patches. Last season, they had plans for the right back and ended up just having a look at John Joe Kenny, and that didn't really work. Mason Holgate went in there. So they've known that we've needed the right back for a couple of seasons, but we definitely need one now. And I think if we do get one, and then Rafa Benitez does improve the players in terms of the technical side of the game and the tactical side of the game, then I think Everton can get more points than next season. I still believe there'll be more business after the right back. We're hoping, obviously, that a couple of teams come and bite on a couple of our players. Let's hope they do. Fabian Delph and you know, maybe Andre Gomez, maybe Moise Keane, because that has gone quiet at the moment. If Everton can get those players out the door as well, that's big wages. Not necessarily Moise Keane, but Andre Gomez and Fabian Delph maybe. The Rafa Benitez would have the funds, even if it was just Moise Keane, Rafa Benitez would have the funds then to go and bring in a couple of higher profile players than what we've done so far. But I'm pleased with what we've brought in so far, definitely. Everton Blues 1878 says, is the third kit better than the home and away? I think it is. My personal opinion. Like I said, you know, right at the start, I think they've done a good job with all 3 kits, I really do. But this is my favourite out the 3. I think it's boss. Gareth M says Hummel have pulled it out of the bag. I totally agree with you. Quality, he says. Fabian Delph says, yes, Baz, a watch along tonight. Yes, we are going to be doing a watch along tonight for the Pumas game. So look out for that. We'll probably be on air about, I should imagine, about 11:15, Ned, that right? 10:30, 11:15, something like that. So look out for that one. Dark Art says, let's go Richarlison. Yeah, Richarlison has scored again for Brazil in the Olympics today. He's got his 5th goal of the Olympics. He got 2 today. They beat Saudi Arabia 3-1 to finish top of the group. Germany went out. But yeah, he's had a great start, hasn't he, to the Olympics? So we need to see that form when he comes back for the season, definitely. Corin says, afternoon, Baz, love the new kit. Afternoon, Corin. Yeah, it's boss, isn't it? Dan Boy says, Benitez, very hands-on manager, miles better than Lasagna head. Okay, fair enough. Tom says, I love the kit. Nathan Humble says, afternoon, Baz, things seem quiet on the Dumfries front. Hopefully we can get a right back in before the season starts. Yeah, I mean, we might be now into that part of a deal where you're letting both sides simmer. Everton have probably made have made their position quite clear with it. It's whether or not PSV accept that, or PSV, and they've got every right to, he's their club captain, might turn around and say, no, we want more. We want X amount as a down payment or something like that. And it's whether Everton can do it or can't do it, isn't it? And if someone else can, he'll go there. But Everton know that they need a right back, and we've still got just over a month, haven't we, to do it. So hopefully that might be an advantage of Marcel Brands being out in Florida with Rafa Benitez. They can have these conversations about what is needed and get on with doing that. Anthony Collar says definitely the best of the three. Isaac Bolton says, is the badge stuck on? No, the badge is embroidered on. Yeah, stitched on, Isaac. Toothy Orifice says it might be one of my favourites out of both seasons. Yeah, I think it's really smart. Scott 1878 says, lovely kit, that Baz. Yeah, I actually think it's brilliant. I really do. I am looking forward, like I said before, looking forward to seeing the team wear it tonight. I think it always looks better on the players, doesn't it? Jay Muncie says, love the new kit. Where are we? Here. Vote on our poll about the new kit in the community tab on our channel. Put your get your vote in. Use the community tab here and get your vote in and let us know how you feel about the new kit. Because why wouldn't you? It takes about 3 seconds. Here we go here. Any truth in the DeVry links? I don't know is the answer to that, really. He's a player that has popped up in the last couple of seasons. I've heard his name mentioned by various people. People at the club, people who are agents and stuff. But 29. It'd be a strange one. To me, it'd be a strange one. But I couldn't sit here and say to you, there's no truth, it's lies. Because he is being offered about. So Everton, I'm quite sure, will have been alerted. It depends what happens, I think, with the likes of Yerry Mina. Tom Gibbons says, like the video, all who were watching. Thank you, Tom. Appreciate that. Delta Horse says, nice kit. Tazul says, hi, Baz. Dan Boy says, Richarlison needs to play up front. But if we play a 4-4-2, we miss out on hammers. What would you do? I'd play him left of a front three, to be honest with you. If Rafa Benitez is going to play 4-2-3-1, I'd still play him on the left. What he can do, Richarlison, though, is he can play in the 10 as well, which is centrally off Dom. But I think he'll score goals from the left-hand side as well. I think if you play him up front on his own, I'm not convinced hasn't got like blistering pace to get in. He's got good movement, but he played up front last season at times and he got a couple of goals, but he just wasn't sharp. But I think sometimes he benefits, a lot of the time he benefits from having Dom up there as the buffer and he can get into those zones. But I think he's just as dangerous off the left-hand side. But you're right, he is a natural striker. Me and Andy the Piv done something on him a couple of years ago saying if you get him closer to the goal, he's very good, and could he be a number 9? And he can be, of course he can be. But I also think off the left-hand side, I think he's a real threat. Play him on the right as well. He's a goal threat wherever he is, so you just got to get him in and around a penalty area. Ray says, don't we need a backup left back as well, Baz? It's all coming down to priorities at this stage, I would say. I think if you've got loads of room in your budget for filling out the squad, then yeah, you'd go and look and go, is Niels Nkunku good enough? It's up to the manager. The manager's only seen him very briefly and he's gone off to the Olympics, of course, with France. So you'd look and say, is he good enough? I think they probably would have hoped that Thierry Small would have stayed and would have put pressure on that position and being a backup for Luka D maybe, but that's not happened because obviously Small has refused to return to training and will probably leave the club now. That's what it looks like. So maybe there's maybe Ned just does a favour, just go and let John in, please. Maybe there's a place there now for another left back, but it's money. It comes down to money, and that's whether or not Everton have got that expendable income. Have they got it? I don't know. So it's priorities for me, and when you're talking about real priorities, you've got to fill the positions that aren't being filled at the moment. The right back is a priority because Seamus, we've needed one for a while. Left back, yes, maybe, but we've got Luca Dean, we've got Nielsen Kunku, we've also got young Joe Anderson who can play there as well, and obviously Ben Godfrey played there last season as well, didn't he? And was brilliant. So going and getting another left back for me right this minute isn't the priority. Basic Trigonometry says, quick question for the chat. What is the deal with County Road? It's been in bits for months. I don't know. That's not for me to answer. Lee Williams says, hi Baz, loving the new third kit. I think the kits for this season are very smart. Yeah, Hummel have done a great job. They really have, obviously a lot of people, well, not a lot of people, but there was people who were underwhelmed when Hummel with the new kit maker. I know some wanted Nike and some wanted Adidas, whatever. What we get with Hummel is we get bespoke kits. With Adidas and Nike, you get a Sunday League kit and you throw a badge on it that everyone gets, and you sellotape the badge on, for want of a better thing, or you heat gun it on, and that's your kit. We had a situation a couple of seasons ago with Leicester with the away kit, which was in the shop for 14 quid without the badge on Adidas website. With the badge in Leicester's shop, it was 65. It was identical kit, absolutely identical, just a badge. I ain't paying 50 quid for a badge, no chance. So it's one of them. Dan Boy says Small is an idiot. With Nkunku's loan request, he would have been our backup this season to get minutes, and now we've got to think about getting a left back. Maybe Nkunku will just stay. Listen, Thierry Small is chosen to leave the club. That's up to him. We can't. There's not much we can do about that. He's been badly advised, in my opinion. Any footballer who's at a club and is told by his advisors to stay away from training, to engineer a move away, that kind of stuff sticks with you. It really does stick with you. So for me, he's been badly advised, but it's up to him. From an Everton perspective, we want him to go to an English club, because if he goes to an English club, we get a fee for him. It'd be bad for us. It'd be difficult for him to go abroad because of Brexit now. Obviously, those rules have changed now. But we need him to go to an English club, really, because if that happens, then we'll get money. Luke Byrne says, if we want Max Aarons, why not include Delph in the deal? Because they might want Fabian Delph. I've seen people on Twitter just making stuff up saying Norwich want him. I know a couple of people who work at Norwich. I'm not sure they're convinced by Fabian Delph. But listen, maybe they will. Maybe they will look for something like that. And I guess if that is an option, that would come up in the conversation. If Norwich were saying we're interested in Delph, why not? But I think what they will tend to do, Luke, is if Everton were buying Max Aarons, say, Everton would pay 25 million for Max Aarons, and Norwich would pay Everton 4 million, say, for Fabian Delph, because that way there's a man in the room who knows much better than me. But that's how a lot of the deals are done. Rather than going, oh, it's 10 million plus this fella, what we're seeing a lot of clubs doing is buying. Tottenham have just done the same thing with Lamela and with Brian Gill. Lamela went for a fee to Sevilla, and Gill came in for a different fee from Sevilla, instead of just going, oh, there's Lamela plus 10 million. So the way they do it, it's the way the regulations and the financial stuff works. I'm not fully clued up on all of that. I have to ask. I always refer those to John Blaine, because John is the businessman, not me. Semi-Charm Life says, greetings, fellow Blues. Aaron Toland Dwight says, hi, Baz, do you think Delph was a poor signing? I think he's turned out to be a poor signing, Aaron. I think when we got him, I understood the logic behind it. He was a player that had won stuff at Manchester City. He was a player with lots of experience. Marco Silva was looking for what he thought and what we believed was a leader in the dressing room, as well as leading by example with experience. And I think what's happened to Fabian Delph, what's let him down, is injuries, quite simply. And then things have changed. You know, we've had 2 managers since the manager who brought him in was sacked. So, you know, he's now under his 3rd Everton manager. So, yeah, he's turned out to be a poor signing. I think at the time I understood the logic behind it. Nathan Humble said, is Moussa Diaby any good? He is very good. I'd love him. I don't know whether Leverkusen would let all 3 wingers go this summer, but he would be an excellent addition for Everton. Dark Arts says, loved how Rafa stopped the training when the players weren't showing for a throw-in. We definitely need help with throw-ins. Yeah, he's hands-on. He's hands-on and will do everything like that. He looks for those extra 1%. And I think, I've said it before, if you give Everton 20, if you had 20 world-class players in Everton's squad, then Carlo Ancelotti is probably the man you want in charge of those fellas. But we haven't got 20 world-class players in our squad. So our players need basically telling every play they need to do, it needs explaining to them. Because they can't just run with it, it seems. And we need someone who is going to question them and make them accountable for some of the things. So, and that's one thing Rafa Benitez will do. Where are we? Fabian Delph says, what do you want to see from the game tonight, mate? Hopefully James and Gbamin and Keane get more minutes. Yeah, I want to see Gbamin. I'm looking forward to seeing him. I'm looking forward to seeing a bit more of Gray and Townsend. And Moise Keane. Moise Keane, we want to show a little bit more, don't we, than what he did the other night. You want to see a little bit of structure. And that's it. And a win, essentially. I want to see Everton winning games of football. But the caveat to that is, it's a pre-season game. And pre-season is all about getting the minutes in and working hard and trying to show the manager that you deserve a place in that side. Everything's gearing towards Southampton on the 14th of August. And therefore, everybody has got to put a shift in. And that's what we want to see, don't we? So hopefully that's what will happen. John Byrne says, great new 3rd kit, looks really good. Paul says, Small refused to return to training. What sanctions can the club impose, if any? I don't know whether they can impose any sanctions on him because he's not signed a professional contract. He's a scholar. And therefore it means, theoretically, it's his choice what he does. So that I don't think the club can do anything, really, which is a bit mad, other than hold his registration, which means he can't just walk into another club. So, I don't know. Not so. I'm not answering that one. I don't know. Liam Monroe says, love the new kit, but even more so, I'm loving how personal the boss is in training with these players. It's really nice to see a manager taking the lead on the training ground. Dan Boy says, was funny seeing Rafa snatch the ball off Alan and having a go at the players for looking like they're stuck in the mud. Corin says, need to get Leon Bailey. We do. Just one thing on the Benitez thing. I don't know whether you've watched any of the training videos, John. Absolutely excellent. But what I thought was really interesting was on the live in the USA thing last night, there was Andros Townsend and Begovic talking, and Begovic is asking, it was a question, so Begovic is asking Townsend about Benitez, and he was saying, Townsend said, well, you seen today, there was the end of training, I tried to do this trick, and my legs just give up because it's roasting. He said, the manager got us, like the 4 attackers, and spent 15 minutes at the end of training telling them why you shouldn't be doing stuff like that at the end of games. And that, I love all that, because that to me is proper coaching. That is like someone going, no, because I'm telling you, a bit like when you explain certain things to me and it's like, tell me again. Because I think once the players have that, when they go to make that trick, they go, no, the manager said, and we keep it that way. Because at times Everton are sloppy, aren't they? And so I thought that was brilliant. And there's lots of that stuff in the training videos. You can see him just stopping the game And it's like, no, that's not what we do. We do this, we do that. And so as that picks up and we move through the season, and that becomes instinctive to the players to, when I'm in this position, this is what I do. When I'm in that, I do that. You can't help but improve as a team, I don't think, because you've got that. Then it becomes the manager then. The manager puts your stuff in place and you follow what he's saying. If the results aren't there, then he has to look at what he's doing. But I think when a manager's doing, the manager's kind of just letting you get on with it, then if it goes wrong, you know, what can he can't turn, you know, players can turn around and have excuses. Aaron also says, hi Baz, if we're after another winger, would you take Lookman back? No. I've never been a huge fan of Ademola Lookman. I think he's someone with he's like a street footballer for me. He's got lots of ability, there's no question about it, but still just doesn't get his head up. I don't think he works hard enough. That can change, of course. That can change, there's no question about it. He's a young footballer, but I think there's other players we could get who will give us something that Lookman can't. James Bush says, quick nudge for the Joe Royle interview. Yeah, it is in the works. It's in the mix, the Joe Royle stuff, definitely. Dan Boy says Delph's going to be our backup left back, isn't he? Okay. Oh, Glenn. Sorry, Glenn, if that's too bad. Chris says, excuse me. It was a... Oh, sorry, Chris. I'm reading your answer to something else and I didn't see the thing. Glenn says, do you prefer the orange kit or the second kit? I can't decide on which one to get first. The orange keeper kit or the second kit? Oh, the second... I like the goalie kit. I like the mad one, if I'm being perfectly honest. But the orange one that Begovic wore the other night was really nice, like a Denmark kit. But I do like the mad goalie kit. I think that's a good one. Definitely. Nico says, is there another watch along tonight? Yes, there is another watch along tonight. Hennessy says, all right, Baz. Hello. You're all right. Eugene says, Everton keep tabs on Flamengo striker Gabriel Barbosa. Gabby goal. We looked at him a couple of seasons ago. But I don't know. Good finish, yeah. But didn't do anything in Italy, did he? Rayman says, I feel like we should have sold Richarlison when Barcelona came for him. They didn't come for him though. It was speculation. There was no bid. That's all. And you can only really make those decisions when someone sat in front of you with that silver briefcase going, there's the money, take it. You can't go, we should have done this, because you have to have the bidding. Tazul says Leicester are after Bailey now. Will that now rule us out as they offer European football? I don't know. I think there'll be a few clubs after him because he's excellent. If Leicester go for him and I've got that money to pay up front, then potentially he will go there. But there's other wingers as well, isn't there? I mean, I love Leon Bailey, as you all know, but there's other wingers as well. So we'll just have to see what they do. George Kiley says, hi Baz, loving the show as always. Is there any truth on the striker from Strasbourg we're linked to? Listen, we're linked with a lot of players at the moment, aren't we? I'm quite sure those kind of players are being offered around, which is normally what happens, and therefore that's where a lot of these links will come, because agents will go, oh, do you know that? We spoke to Everton about X. And they'll tell the media, and the media will be, Everton are interested in. It's what will have happened with the Phil Jones stuff yesterday. Phil Jones will have been offered to every club in England, I'm pretty sure. And once the agent goes, oh, Everton, Phil Jones might be available. And they go, oh, okay, thanks for letting us know. He then says to the press, Everton, we've had a chat with Everton about Phil Jones. Everton after Jones. And that's why we're after 50 players and every other club is. So until there's actually real dialogue and a bid on the table, we're going to be linked with all of these players. There's no question about it. David Sullivan asking to get the likes up. Cheers, David. Last of the Corinthians says we've got too many wingers out there that have no end product. Correct. Absolutely correct. There's no point having someone who can beat 12 men, but because he beats himself, but can't cross a ball or can't score goals, because this team needs goals. Chris Spurrier thinks, what do you think of the way Everton sold the pre-season packages? You have to pay £35 and pay extra stuff, and you may not want to watch them. Why can't I just pay £5 to £10 per game? I'll be honest with you, Chris, I'm going to plead ignorance here. I have no idea. I'm a season ticket holder. I can watch it. I don't know what Everton have charged if you're not a season ticket holder. So I couldn't sit here and say, you get this though, Chris, and you get that, because I honestly don't know. I know that when they used to be like £4 a game, I would just buy them because you used to have to buy them. And then as season ticket holders, we get it now. So I don't know, is the reality with the pricing. There'll be a reason, I'm sure, why Everton have done it. But I've no idea. Dark Hat says, what's with the Everton live streams? Always terrible. Again, I've no clue. No clue. Where Me Spoon says, Brecalo links now. Correct. Brad Shoot says, Baz, what are your thoughts on Trossard? I think his quality and the way he dribbles and takes on defenders is really good. Yeah, he's done well at Brighton, hasn't he? I think, again, no Brighton would be in a position where... Oh, a bit of lightning there. There you go. There you go. They will want to sell for high. So therefore, Everton won't be going down that road. There's 3 or 4 good wingers that Everton could get. I want Bailey, and I've wanted him for 2 years, but Moussa Diaby, his club mate, is good. Chuck Weezy is another one Everton have looked at. He's worth, he's a lot of money. So, we'll see. Nick Flynn says, love it, it's well nice in regards for the kit. Moise Keane, pronounced Moise or Moisey. People say it any different way. I'm going for Moise. Moise Keane, there you go. Ian Clark said, made up the club is setting up a live webcam for the fans to keep an eye on the new stadium progress. I'll be watching that more than the telly. Yeah, listen, it's great and it's good for us to see, and that's what we want to see, don't we? We want to see it coming out the ground. It's an iconic moment in our history, so it's absolutely right that the club do that. So good on them, but it's going to be, again, at the moment, and it'll probably stop for today because there's a lot of thunder around, but there's lots of materials being delivered into the dock area at the moment, and that's going to go on and on and on for 9 months apparently. So there will be stuff going on, but there'll be a lot of deliveries there as well. The exciting bit will be when we actually see stuff coming out the ground, the steels are going in and all that. That'll be the bit where you get the old goosebumps and all that, because you know what is to come. Tazul says, maybe we really are skint and they're using FFP as an excuse to appease the supporters. Technically, you could say Everton really are skint, couldn't you? Because without Farhad Moshiri's money, we don't have other money. We're not a rich club. But then you could say Manchester City are skint without Sheikh Mansour's money. You could say Liverpool are skint without FSG. You could say, you could go on and on and on. Chelsea certainly wouldn't be anywhere without Roman Abramovich's money. So FFP is real. There's no question. Anybody who is questioning FFP, Everton have lost money for the last 3 seasons, well over 100 million. And you're only allowed to lose 105 million over 3 years. So right there is all the information you need. We've hardly sold anyone for decent money. We've sold in the last 5 years Romelu Lukaku and John Stones, really, for what you'd say big money. What did we get for Ross Barkley? 15 million or something. And that's it, really. You know, Vlasic was about 14 million, Luckman was what, 14 million or something. Onyekuru was about 14 million. But there's lots of players who we've paid big money for that have gone out the door for nothing. And so FFP is a real thing, it's a real issue. So you can only do what you can do. If there was a reset button and we could press it, then you would see how much money Everton would spend. Dan Hyde says, would I snog Ned in exchange for the FA Cup? I mean, what a question. It's normally a live of 5, that.
You'd do it for an egg cup.
I mean, I wouldn't. But, you know, obviously, for the FA Cup, we might have to have a little bit of a kiss. You never know. Steve P says, Anthony on the right, Richarlison on the left. Okay, where are we? Nathan says, the third kit looks good, but my favourite kit was last year's mint green third kit. Fair enough, mate. Fair enough. Seaplane Studios says, good day from Murrayulumba in Australia. Baz, love your work. Good day, mate. Hope you are good out there in Oz. Neil Kilburn says, what do you make of Marcel Brands being at all the training sessions, but no sign of dunk? Well, Marcel Brands should be there. There's going to be another crash of thunder in a minute, Ned. Marcel Brands should be there because obviously the manager's there. So that's why he is there. Dunk isn't there for a different reason, but he would be. We sold, of course, Garner. Apologies, Rocky, we did sell Garner as well, didn't we? We didn't get 22 million for Luckman, Wormy, trust me. We got 14 plus add-ons, so I think in the end it'd end up about 19 million, I think. But we've spent, look how much money we've spent. You know, the losses was something like 112 million, 137 million, 167 million, something like that. All of that is above the 105 million. So that's why the money isn't there. Tazul says, yeah, that thunder sounded great. It's proper hot in South Shields. The sun is out. Fair enough. Enjoy it then. Toffee boy, no, I didn't see. Well, just say it again for us, mate. I didn't see your thing on the side of the stadium. Your question on the size of the stadium. So just put it back in for us and I will read it. Dan Hyde says, hi Baz, curious what you think about realistic expectations should be for Everton this year and what place would you consider disappointing? Realistic expectations should be challenging to get into Europe. Should be that should be the thing every single season. We got 59 points last season and we were terrible at home. Now, okay, I understand we were really good away. But for me, Everton, after the top 4, the rest are much of a muchness. And I include Leicester in that. Leicester are doing really well, but they're not amazing. But even if you put Leicester to one side, after Leicester, it's much of a muchness. So, good tactics, squeezing a little bit more out of the players we've got, then it's all good. Derek Polahonki says, why should I get Payton? What time are the live? Lives are at 5. They're generally about 75 minutes. There's lots of extra shows on Payton. All I can say to Derek is good community over there, forum there as well. But it's up to other patrons to tell you whether they think you should come over or not me. We just offer it. We like it. We have a good time over there.
I'm a patron. It's boss.
There you go. But there'll be others in the comments who are patrons. It's up to them to let you know. We enjoy it and think it's a good laugh. It's up to you. Toffee Boy says, do you think we'll seek to increase the capacity? I absolutely hope so. Without a shadow of a doubt, we should. It shouldn't be less than 55,000 for me. That's my opinion. But I don't know. Frank Rogers says, I have to be honest, love watching the USA live videos, like what Rafa seems to be doing with the lads, and the one with Andros Townsend showed them taking the throw-in, and he literally stopped the game to show them how to do a throw-in. Yeah, definitely. Mitchell says, absolutely loving the content of the official Everton YouTube putting out regardless of the sound quality. Yeah, it's good to see it all, isn't it? It is, it's really good to see. So we like all of that stuff because it shows that they're working hard and taking on board what the manager's saying. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't. Give the video a like, give this live a like. We're about to finish. If you've enjoyed it, hit the like button. Thank you for joining me. Mathew Ash says, greetings from Cape Town, Baz. Do you think Gray could be influential in getting Bailey? No, not really. I think what would be influential in getting Bailey would be money. Putting our money up front. Gray might help. It might help because he already knows him and stuff, but getting the money up front, I think, first. Toffee Boy says, keep up the good work, lads. Cheers. M24 says, do you think we might lose that home form in a new stadium? But it's up to us, isn't it? It's up to us to ensure that we don't, mate. Definitely. Johnny Hodgson says, do you think safe standings are a realistic possibility? Absolutely, I do. Liverpool are going to have it on the cop, so absolutely I do. Matty West says, hit the likes, boss channel. Cheers, Matty. Eugene says, you need to show your COVID vaccine passport for sports now. Cameron is in the comments, says, get over to Patreon for loads of chats about sharks and lizard. Blue Boy Steve says, I'm a patron, I love it, and we're a tight little family. We certainly are. John Byrne says, Patron is worth the money, great content, and great fellow patrons. Steve, no, I haven't, Steve. I haven't seen that one. I'll have a look out for it though, but I've not seen it. Dan Boy wants Anthony on the right. Nick Bellet says, as a sound engineer, the problem on the Everton videos is annoying. It's not that difficult to have a level volume throughout the video. Absolutely right, but the content has been good as well though. Matty, the Charleston's had to go up front, hasn't he? And to varying degrees of success. I don't think he could go up front instead of Dom. I think Dom is the target man we want and need at the moment. So I wouldn't be changing that because I think Richie's really good off the left as well. Just doing a final refresh on Patreon before we end this one. Right, that is us done. Appreciate you all joining us. Don't forget to give the video a like. We'll be back at 5 o'clock on YouTube. It's Wednesday, so it's live at 5 on YouTube for an hour. And then we've got a watch-along tonight while Everton play Pumas. So there you go. Thank you very much. Hit that like button. Hit the subscribe button as well if you haven't. And also, if you just like general football chat, make sure you subscribe to our Footy Show channel as well for non-Everton stuff on there. Thanks for taking the time to join us today, and we'll see you later. Take it easy.